everyone, it's Ace here. Today, continuing our series on how to be a successful student, we are going to talk about online learning. We are currently in a time where the majority of people are taking classes online, and that might be a completely online class that is asynchronous and doesn't meet at any time, or you might have an synchronous online learning experience, which means that you meet your class at a certain time. There are a few components to a synchronous class, which include those weekly meetings. Now, if you're using Zoom, your teacher has the ability to record, or you can record lectures using other software as well. What does that mean? Let's say I have a recorded class. Does that mean that I really need to go to class, or can I just watch the recording? Are they the same thing? In fact, they are not. So for instance, let's say I'm a student and something comes up and I can't come to class. I definitely want to watch that recording. But something coming up doesn't mean I don't feel like going to class, so I'm just not going to go. That's like in a case of an emergency. Same thing as if you had a face-to-face class, if you had something happen and you couldn't go in person. Now, watching the recording is an alternative, but it's not the best solution, because what happens if a recording all of a sudden fails or the professor didn't record the entire lecture? I'm guilty of this. I've accidentally hit pause and not gone to resume, and so that portion of the class that I was teaching is missing and I can't duplicate that. In addition to technical issues, there could be something where a teacher is writing and you can't understand what they're saying, or you have a question about something that they've said. You can't interject and ask that question as if you were in a live classroom. It's really important that you attend those classes that are synchronous in order to get the best out of your learning experience. Let's say your classes are asynchronous and you're not meeting face-to-face. Well, then your instructor has probably provided some sort of resources for you in order to help you with your learning process. Do you need to look at those resources, or should you just Google and try and figure it out on your own? Those instructor resources are made just for you, curated for you and your course, and are the best resources possible. That doesn't mean that if you're struggling, then you can't go and find other avenues, but your first resource is always going to be the ones that your instructor provides. I currently make videos for my classes where I spend hours going through the content and editing and making sure that I have everything that they need to help them be successful for each unit. And when a student doesn't watch that, they're missing out on some of the learning. Now, you can find statistics information all over the internet, but I might ask a question in a certain way that I've talked about in a video where I want the student to tell me something specific. So if my student doesn't watch those videos or look at those resources, they're not going to know how to appropriately answer the question that I've asked. So to recap, if you have classes that meet synchronously, make sure and make it a priority to attend those classes. And if you have resources that are provided from your teacher, make sure that you look at those resources and use them in order to get the best out of your education. Thanks for watching. See you soon.